guaranteed at all.
Right. It'll be between 2 and 4. 4 and 3s that are going to be moving on, depending how a few matches go this week. One of them was GamerCal's matchup this week due to being paired up, I believe, to a higher standing. Of course, I don't know the outcome of that match myself, but at the end of the day, it's 2 to 4 lucky people that are going to get to move on.
I don't know what the exact parameters of. We've started, by the way, but they've got a heart piece and they're on their way to the castle. So, but yeah, I don't know what the exact parameters of like how it's decided who. I doubt it's random. I'm sure it has something to do with like, you know,
it's
win-loss record and your opponent's win-loss record. Like
yeah,
that,
exactly.
Figure out who, which
bow.
of the 4 3s move on. Yeah. Uncle's got a bow. Let's go. We've got the D already from the uncle. That's inappropriate for Twitch, ladies and gentlemen. And some bombs already for Dawnvenure, and bombs in the chest. Let's go! Oh my goodness, this is jet seed confirmed. Let's do it.
Right. Not only is that bombs in the chest, that's the 10 bomb drop. That's the other and another item you'd get from the uncle. So we're now missing 5 of those.
It's slightly disappointing for Dawnvenure. It sucks when you get like a nice bomb drop early from an enemy, and then you just get like a bunch of bombs from a chest, and you're like, oh, well, all right, I guess that was kind of a waste of a good drop, but okay.
Yeah, very
you can't
true.
be too upset when you've got 10 bombs coming into escape. So no, not too upset, but it's kind of like, thanks, game.
Right, and when you see that, you have to go and base it off of this is going to be an execution-based escape.
Speaking of which, Dawnvenure falling behind a little bit, getting a little beat up by that blue guard, but gets out of it, not dead yet, and gonna get a heart up here in a second. So
yeah, exactly. A few pots here in the escape sequence have hearts in them, so if you know where they are, easy refills. Especially down by the ball and chain guard, 3 easy life refills there.
Yeah, no problem. You got if you've already got. So I usually take the time, depending on what item I get first. I often take the time to kill some of these guys to get bombs, but they've already got maxed out at 10, so no problem taking some damage boost, just running straight through these guys, knowing that there are hearts coming up in Zelda's prison area.
Right, exactly. And both of them doing really good work here, pretty much getting down there as fast as possible at this point in time, not needing to farm those extra guards anymore, having as many as they can really hold.
And has probably, besides the sword, I don't even know if you can get a sword from Uncle in this mode anymore, but besides that, the best item that you can get to start with, the bow, and Emerald takes a drop, tries to rush through a little bit, doesn't get that heart early.
Mere steps away from the checkpoint as well. That is a decent setback.
That's unfortunate for Emerald.
As you were saying, you didn't know if you can get sword still. You can. It's just, it's a 2% chance to get sword, whereas all the other starts are an 18% chance.
Oh, that's
very minimal.
Okay, that's interesting. That would explain why I've never gotten one. Okay.
Right. It has to do with there being 4 swords in the pool.
And so it's very likely that you're going to get one soon anyway, so it's okay to make it a little less likely.
Right.
Or a lot less likely
exactly.
to get one. Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense.
But it can make for those interesting scenarios where you pull a sword out of like the chest beside or in the house there, and then Uncle also gives you one. Those are the good times.
I have gotten that. That is the thing I have gotten. But yeah, it's definitely interesting, and and I've had several runs where we didn't get swords until very late in the game. I had one run where we didn't get a sword or we went into Ganon's tower with a fighter sword.
That's never fun. You're searching for Go Mode Master.
I'm a swordless runner, so no problem for me. But yeah, but we ended up actually leaving Ganon's tower still with the fighter sword and got the master sword from giving the mushroom to the witch. So that was really an interesting scene. And there's our first fighter sword from Dawnvenure. In the escape, Emerald definitely going to be picking that up. No problems there. Yeah, Dawnvenure is using the Unicatova spray. As he mentioned to me, I asked him if they had anything that they wanted me to know before the race started, and Dawnvenure specifically said, "I'm using the Unicatova spray. If anyone asks." I'm assuming that they get that question often.
Very true. Of course, with so many options for sprites nowadays, sometimes you'll lose track.
V30 is on the way, man. You're coming.
Very true. That means coming. More things.
I saw our very own Sakura Tsubasa was doing a sprite test stream the other day and running around with Ness. It looked like an NES Ness, but it might have been an Earthbound Ness. But yeah, look forward to that, Ness fans.
Very interesting. All right, and because
a little spoiler.
Yeah, we pulled out the map, so we have to open this chest, and not too much to be held. Then again, can't really complain about getting easy rupees. And it looked like crystals on Eastern and Desert and a pendant up on Hera. And it looks like we'll see a decently standard route here from Dawnvenure. I noticed a lot more people in these last few rounds have been skipping out on Lumberjack check, just going straight for the forest. I myself feel it's just due to, if you need to look at Lumberjack Cave later, you can easily route that in with, say, Bumper Cave if you have the mirror or something.
Right.
That is a very nice Power Glove. Early Power Glove, you can't complain about that. That is a third of your Dark World access.
I lost a race once because I couldn't find the Power Glove, so good on them.
I commentated that race.
Oh, was that? Oh yeah, hey, what's up, man?
It was a very, very rough one to watch, but yes.
Probably the worst seed I've ever seen. It was ridiculous, but.
Right. All right, Dawn in Blind Sight already. 5 wonderful items to be found.
With a Moon Pearl, let's go.
Definitely wonderful.
Looking for that hammer to get that to dodge that Agassiz.
Right, exactly. Of course, a Titan's Mitt could also potentially do that as well for us. But until you would have, say, the hammer or flippers, you might still have to do it to get to each side.
The hammer is guaranteed Aga dodge. Titan's Mitt's still good though. Still, nobody's gonna complain about getting that early Titan's Mitt. You're not gonna bomb this wall and get a Titan's Mitt and go, man.
Very true. Very true. I mean, I can't complain with some hearts either. Rocking green mail, of course, because we're at the very start still. Always good to have a little bit extra defense.
And we know that the one mail upgrade is in the tree, so probably not going to be getting that. So a couple extra hearts going to go a long way for these runners in this race.
And those lovely bombs coming in super handy here. Just always having a lot.
Yeah. I always feel good about having a decent number of bombs. If I have about 15 to 20 bombs, I usually feel all right. Too much less than that, and I start to go, the eyebrow goes up, you know what I'm saying?
Alright, Kakariko not really holding too much other than that Moon Pearl. Of course, maybe that mushroom's going to come into play, but me seeing that come up so early, more so often, it's not going to lead to much.
I feel like it usually just doesn't, like, it doesn't matter when I get the mushroom. It doesn't usually lead to very much. Unless it's a post-Ganon's Tower sword, you know.
That could be a possibility, yeah.
Dawn, not gonna check the race beforehand, just gonna go for it.
Right.
And
now,
gamble that there's something good here.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate side, is if it's not something good, you've wasted time in doing so.
Yeah.
But the opposite can also be true if you were to check it first and have it be useful.
Personally, this is my personal opinion, I feel like it's rare enough that there's, you know, it's a fairly, I think it's probably a less than 50% chance that there is something worthwhile on that ledge, so I usually check it first.
Right, I do the exact same myself.
Of course, I'm not 4-2 vying for a spot in the bracket stage, so, you know, what do I know?
Very true on my end as well. Looks like Dawn's gonna head right off, turning the mushroom right away before heading to South Shore.
I missed, what was the map check?
2 crystals on Eastern Desert, and then pendant up on Hera.
So, Dawn has a bow, might just be swinging around to Eastern Palace. I'm sure they could do all the dark rooms.
Very true.
So maybe just gonna go do that on the way to South Shore.
Definitely a possibility. Oh!
Wow!
Wow.
Making you look a little bit like a fool there, getting that getting that Titan's mid off the mushroom.
I'm getting a little burned here, but I feel that wonderful oven mitt could help out.
Ah, there you go. The golden glove.
No, surprisingly, that is a really good item, which is crazy. I'm not used to that. But definitely 6 items here in Eastern, a good way to head.
Yeah, for sure. And yeah, with between Sasha and the dungeon itself, I find no fault in this play.
Right.
In fact, I think it's a really nice bit of adaptation to the seed from Dawn.
Right.
Recognizing,
exactly.
hey, I've got this mushroom, I've got the bow, Eastern is a crystal, I can just make a loop and have a good old time.
Yeah, there's 8 items on the South Shore check, that the normal South Shore check, I should say, but 6 up here. But this is also a crystal, and you have full access to finish it off now. So nothing blocks you.
You're gonna do both anyway. So, you know, Dawn ignoring that bomb probably won't come back to bite them, but we'll see what happens.
Yeah, still rocking 5. Should be alright. Emerald gonna head out and do the South Shore here, doing Mini Moldorm Cave.
Yeah,
but goes back for bombs.
Yeah, I've just run out of bombs too many times, especially in like Ice Palace. If you have to do like, if like Big Key is in the last chest and you have to do an extra loop, and then you like run out of bombs in that room with the 2 Stalfos. Bad time.
Yeah.
So I'm
That's
a little gun shy.
Unfortunate one.
No bombs.
Overall, looks like Mini Moldorm is a bust.
If Emerald gets a 50 rupee drop from the Ice Cave, they have Pearl and can go ahead and fake flipper up to Zora.
Right, exactly. And depending whether or not they know the fake flipper from the hobo or not, that's another item added on to that little prize pack as well.
Is it possible to do... I don't know exactly how the flipper storage works. Is it possible to do that from hobo?
Fake flipper? Oh, yeah.
But the storage, I mean, where you can... So, way to store it so you can get so you can get the ledge item at Zora.
Oh, I am not sure actually.
Because it would be really nice to be able to do Hobo and then do full clear Zora as well. That would be a nice little trick to know. But Emerald not getting that 50 rupee drop, not gonna be doing that. Gonna go ahead and head over to Eastern Palace.
So far, not seen too much come out of Eastern, but of course, you'll get a crystal at the end, so definitely worth showing up here.
Yeah, the biggest question mark right now, I think, is that Emerald does not know what is behind that mushroom, and it's the route that they're taking. It could be a bit out of the way, especially if there's progression in Eastern Palace that leads Emerald away from the witch's hut. They could be in for a bad time.
Yeah, you never know at this point in time, so...
It's very possible to just go, like, mushroom, right? Go somewhere else, and then just, like, take a long time to go back and turn it in.
Right, of course, and with only having, like, pretty much Eastern here, as well as, like, Agina for your logic checks, you're not going to have too much left other than that witch's hut. But of course, if there is progression here that leads them astray, there could be a lot more. And here's one of the worst dark rooms with all of those Igors and such. Have to kill the right one to get the key, and does it just fine.
So, someone in chat, Kostler, is saying that, yeah, you can do, you can store a water walk from the Ice Rod Cave, then do a normal Fake Flipper, go to Hobo, and then Fake Flipper again, and that won't use your water walk, so you'll still have it stored for later. So yeah, it's totally doable.
Interesting.
Thank you for that tidbit of information.
Dawn already near the end of the dungeon.
Making quick work of this first dungeon. And making me jealous with that red Igor tech. I always end up killing one and then the other one closes its eye and I have to go through the loop again. And of course having no problems at all with the almost fight. There's the 50 rupees that Emerald was looking for.
Narrowly misses that quick kill, but does what you need to do. Finish off the boss and get the crystal.
And so of course Dawn is probably going to end up going to South Shore next. But after that, we already know what's there. So I'm going to say probably Dark World. Gonna hit.
Right, exactly. Having access to Dark World over by the Village of Outcasts there, lots of items to be held.
And yeah, and not too much from Eastern Palace there. So hopefully we'll see Emerald make their way up to the Witch's Hut after this turn in that mushroom, get their Dark World access.
Right, exactly. So, with having access to just Agina other than being here, I almost fully expect Emerald to be heading up to that mushroom location first. It just feels a lot closer, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Dawn now 5 rupees short on that Zora money.
And I believe there's under the rock by Ice Rod Cave, there's a few hot rupees in there to be had. So if they have a mind to hit up the Zora,
Right,
the Zora
exactly.
set, they'll have no problems with that.
Oh, they got a 5 rupee drop anyways.
All right. Emerald probably feeling a little scared with their 1 heart coming into this final stretch of the dungeon here. Does not want a repeat of and gets the heart from the pot. Definitely not taking any chances. Does not want to have another death on their counter.
Yeah, playing it a little bit risky here. But there are a little bit of heart refills in here. Oh. Igor getting a little close. There is a couple hearts in the pots there. I think there's 2 or 3 in that room.
Usually, if you take a hit in this boss fight, though, usually maybe you take 1 on the red phase, but
right, exactly.
With a bow, I don't expect any trouble.
And does get the quick kill there as well. Very nice. So both runners rocking crystals at 2115. Looks like Dawn is going to go and do a fake flipper here.
Mm-hmm. Oh, Emerald. Where are you going? Gonna go fake flipper themselves, I think. Not headed up to that witch's hut.
It's almost looking like that. Yeah, definitely heading down to the south shore here, so we'll see both runners doing the same thing. Now, of course, with on low health, it'd be a little rougher to do, but you can set up a fake flipper with using a bomb to blow yourself into the side of the screen.
Well, the thing is that I always use the bomb strat if I can, just because even if you're in low health, if you take a hit while fake flipper, you're gonna die anyway.
Right, of course. I mean,
so,
like, I'm more so thinking of, like, when you're done your fake flipper, you'll be on low health. But you are correct there. If you die, like, I mean, if you get hit, you die.
99% of the time, you're going to save and quit from Zora anyway. So the only really, like, concerning section can be after you go into the waterfall cave, and then you're walking up to Zora himself. That can be a little kind of like hairy right there, but if you have like more than a hit or 2 on you, you're generally
right. Red crystals on Pod and Ice, green pendant on Swamp, and red pendant on Thieves Town.
I always hate seeing a pendant on Thieves Town. It's such a quick, easy dungeon. There's a bunch of items in there. Emerald does not have.
I think they were meaning to go into the portal, but thought of the wrong portal. So a little mishap, but we'll be heading elsewhere.
Looks like they're gonna go ahead and turn in that mushroom.
Yeah, definitely heading that way. And Dawn, finds the hammer in Skull Woods.
Nobody likes you, Aga. Go home. Go home and be a family man.
So with Hammer now able to access Dark World no matter where you are. Very nice to find. And Emerald about to get their oven mitt for themselves. Definitely chose wisely when your other option is a Gina. And now I feel they'll be following suit here, going over to the Dark World.
Yeah, I certainly would not go all the way down to Agena to check just that one item when I have Dark World access.
Right, exactly. With a ton of items being located in the Village of Outcasts, as well as Thieves' Town. Quite a few things to find. A nice bottle on Dawn's side, so can now route in Sick Kid whenever they're in the Light World again.
There's a Bombos medallion.
Very interesting to find, indeed. With both TR and Meyer being required, finding 2 medallions early, I'd say that's pretty good. Of course, you're going to hope that it's not quick. But I'm sure at this point in time, no runner has any thoughts about going to either dungeon.
It would be interesting for them to try.
Yeah, of course, they can't actually access them yet. Missing a few key items. It always pains me to see someone doing the peg cave with no boots. Just makes it a very slow experience.
Yeah, I do like Dawn's. Ooh! Speaking of Turtle Rock access, we have the Cane of Samaria. Definitely a good get. But yeah, I do like Dawn's technique, which I also employ, of standing between 2 pegs and then hitting them both before moving on, and then instead of walking and then hitting and then walking and then hitting.
Right, yeah, I'm sure most people do that method as well without boots. It just makes it a lot quicker.
Emerald wisely skipping all these chests already has both Skullwoods items, I believe.
Right, exactly. And now Dawn doing the wonderful digging game. It could be anything between 1 and 30, but will be the same for both players. Ooh.
And a mirror. Let's go.
23 digs. I'll say that's worth it for a mirror.
Oh, yeah. For sure.
So now with having mirror in hand, you can return Mr. Jeremiah up here now. Don't have to take him on a journey or anything like that. And then can take the purple chest with you.
I hate doing either of these without the mirror.
Very, very true. And is actually going to check Sick Kid here as well due to having mirror. Very nice check.
I did not know that he will let you go into Sick Kid while you're here. He doesn't ask you to take him somewhere nice.
You're allowed to go fight Ganon with him.
But you can't... There's so many things that you can't do with him.
That is very true.
You can't even check Cave 45 with him.
Yeah, I have seen someone in the Ganon fight with a little frog, and it is very entertaining.
What the heck, devs?
Let me bring my friend Jeremiah everywhere. Well, that would be very fun to see. I'm sure if that was the case, some people would literally get him and never turn him in.
If you could do whatever you wanted while you had him with you.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh man, I would.
That would just be way too entertaining.
Like, I don't think you should be able to take him into dungeons or anything. But, like,
Yeah.
if I can take him to Sick Kid, why can't I take him to 45? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me.
That's very true. Because even you have to leave the chest here because the chest doesn't want to go inside.
Yeah, exactly. It's a very picky chest. The chest has high standards, okay? You don't take this chest to McDonald's, alright?
But it's the best of the lunchboxes.
Yeah, that's why.
It has a mind of its own. Ooh.
Wow, all the items are just in like the most random places. For this last seed of the Swiss stage, the logic just decided, you know what? Let's get interesting with it. Hype Cave is gonna have 4 progression items. I'm calling it right now. Just to be different. Just to be different.
Not 5. Just 4.
I forgot that guy gives you items. I'm not gonna front. I'm not gonna lie to you. I forgot that there's a guy in there who gives you an item. I was just thinking about the boxes.
I don't know. It's hard to say. The last seed I commentated had 3 heart containers and the hammer, as well as what was it? I think it was silvers or something like that. So it was pretty good. I mean, can't complain about health.
Let's go!
Alright, place your bets in chat real quick. Is it hype? Is it not? Between 1 and 10.
Hype or not? That's not hype.
That's not hype at all. That's not hype at all. No. No.
It's not a hype wave.
That's not hype at all.
One arrow. That arrow is my favorite drop when I'm commentating, and my least favorite when I'm playing.
Right. I'm sure that's how a lot of people look at it as well. But can I give that a negative out of 10? I don't know if that's allowed.
There was a
rules.
heart piece in there. There was a heart piece in there.
A heart piece.
If that heart piece had been the 1 rupee, then I'd say a negative.
That's very true. I could go with that. I'll give it a 1 out of 10 then. It gets at least a score. Alright, and here for our pyramid check, what do we got? A heart piece.
It's just heart piece. I'm gonna go ahead and grab that. Okay.
So, I almost expect a catfish check, but at the same time, Pod is right beside us, has 5 items, as well as being a 5/6 crystal, and you can complete it.
And you can full clear it, yeah, for sure. The way this seed is going, though, Catfish has got, like, boots or something, man.
Yeah, call it now. Catfish has our hook shot. That's my guess.
There you go. There you go.
It's gonna be the commentator curse, I can already tell.
Someone in chat said boots on ped and DP boots locked, so...
That can always be a possibility.
Hype Cave skip gamble when? Yo, I'm waiting for it.
I don't know, with 5 items, I don't think you could ever just skip on it. So, you're mentioning if that heart piece ended up being the green rupee. Well, we did get the green rupee like seconds before with the purple chest. So, can we route that one in with it?
Are you saying that the lunchbox should be considered a part of the Hype Cave?
It doesn't want to enter the Hype Cave, but I'll damn well like shove that chest in that cave if I can. It deserves to be in there.
I don't know. I don't know if I hate the purple chest that much. Ooh, Dawnvenure with the bomb tech.
Yeah, I always forget to bomb that wall until after I open the chest, and I'm like, oh, well, now I'm wasting time.
It never occurred to me that you could go this way first and then bomb that wall before you even go over there. So you're ahead of me.
Right, exactly. This is actually my favorite route through the dungeon, when you get a key first, and then you hopefully get a key right where you bomb that wall, and then now you're going to end up on that bow route that'll take you to that chest. And it'll allow you to get through without mirroring in the dungeon once.
Do you, does it involve the hammer yam? So that you don't have to mirror away from...
Well, yeah, I mean, you could, but... I mean, I guess you'd mirror at the end after you've looted all the items, but... It'll be faster to get to Helmasaur that way. But this way you don't have to, like, mirror 3 times on your route.
Because I usually go, even if I get a key, if I have the bow, I'll still go right side right after I get the key. And then, I mean, if I have a hammer, right? And then I'll just jump down from here and then here the left side. And then...
Yeah, so the reason why
I still don't mirror.
Yeah, I opt out of that just for the fact of when you check the 2 chests there, when you bomb the floor to fall down, you end up on that right side. So, just due to the portal.
Oh, I see. I gotcha. That makes sense.
Right. Looks like Dawn's heading right to Helmasaur.
Items for chumps. Who needs progression?
Who needs progression? That's very true.
This is major glitches, right?
We'll eventually walk through the wall and appear again in here, right?
Yeah.
Full health, but no Master Sword. Can't do the no item switch here. Has to menu. Very nice turtle room as well. No damage taken, and no trolls from the little turtles.
Dawn definitely feeling good going into this episode. I don't expect too much trouble out of this.
Very true. 17 smashes to the face with that hammer will break off the faceplate. Alternatively, I'm pretty sure you can use about 3 bombs, but a lot slower and less likely to work for you. Because he can move around pretty fast.
Nicely done. Nice Helmasaur King fight from Dawn.
Yeah, definitely a nice fight there.
Then are they going to grab this crystal and just go right back in?
I would assume so with how much is in the back.
Yeah, I'm wondering if it's some sort of like I have to kill Helmasaur, and if Helmasaur has an item, then I'll be able to skip more chests during the clear because I'll be able to deduce faster. Like, oh, the last 2 chests have to have. Or the last 2 or 3 chests have to have keys and like map and compass and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can 100% jump on board with that because you're forced to kill him anyways. So
exactly. So if he has a map, then it's whatever, right? But if he has an item, then maybe you get to save some time here in this item collecting phase. So I'm gonna go ahead and assume that that's what they're doing.
Yeah, I'll jump on board. But speaking of Master Sword a little while ago, there it is. Emerald not too far behind in reaching the back here, and Dawn gonna take full advantage of the rupees.
Maybe has a mind to buy some potions in the future. Doesn't want to run out of ruby. Don't want to end up, you know, going into Ganon with low health and no mail and no money for pots.
Yeah, very true. Potions are always welcome.
Especially when you don't have, you do have net, but you have no powder, so you can't always, and no boots, so you can't always count easy for things.
Right, exactly. And with Mire being a crystal, you will have Flute for the end game, so it'll be an easy way over there to get potions.
True, true. Got a Bloomerang.
And the final item. Oh.
Yay! More money!
So I think the Master Sword was the only thing of significance here. I mean, you could use the Bloomerang, but...
I think the Master Sword made that whole section worth.
Alright, now, where are we going to head off to next?
Looking at these items...
I think the mountain is a good play.
Yeah, Death Mountain. I would just, if I were... Where is Dawn going then? Because I would just save and quit.
I'm thinking this is a catfish check. Yes, okay. So, definitely catfish. It's a one-off location, very far away. But since you've not done Zora yet anyways, I'd almost hold off until you have flippers. But then again, it could give you flippers, so who knows. Emerald almost done with Pod now, gonna head off and fight Helmusar King.
Alright, hookshot, here we go.
Oh yeah, that was my guess, wasn't it? Alright. Is it hookshot? I'll close my eyes.
It is... A hookshot! Yay! No, it's peaceful.
That was a very red item to be a hookshot. I mean,
you said you had your eyes closed, you liar!
Until you said it was hookshot, it was on the screen. Didn't say how long I'd have them closed. There's an ice rod, though.
Wow. I feel betrayed. Ignore the fact that I totally lied to you just now. I feel betrayed.
Yeah, how could you? Alright, so at least late game, we don't have to search for the ice rod. We know where it is. It won't be our go mode item, hopefully. But of course, you wouldn't come back here unless you're going to TR, so... Almost half expecting the hook shot, not gonna lie. It'd just be a different fish.
Nah, hookshot's gonna be in Hookshot Cave.
Okay, I'll hold you to it. As for now, it looks like Dawn is gonna head up that mountain. Saving and quitting, going to Sanctuary, so... more than likely.
Chad is calling flippers on Laser Bridge. It wouldn't be the first time.
That would be very cruel, because that would be a forced double dip in TR.
All the way to the back, too.
I've seen it so many times.
Oh, yeah.
But it's so cruel. Alright, and what is Grandpa's inheritance today?
pocket money, some allowance, 20 bucks. Got the birthday money.
Right. At least they have Mirror and Hammer. They can fully access all of Light World, Death Mountain, as well as they can pretty much get most of the Dark World as well, other than Hookshot Cave at this point in time. They'll get information on TR whilst they're up here, I'm sure. Is Emerald? Oh. Emerald's going again.
This time for real. Has Bombos.
Oh.
Says I'm going for it.
This is an interesting gamble.
Yeah.
It's the other 5-6 crystal. It is 100% doable with bomb jumps, so...
Well, doesn't have half magic. Doesn't have a potion that I know of.
Oh, Tempered Sword on Dawn's side, though. Yeah, this could be a very interesting play to make. We know Flippers won't be here.
Balls of Steel. That's all I can say about this. This is wow. And ignores the magic drop? Okay. Doesn't care about
and uses it in this room too. I'd almost just save it.
I think
at the same time,
I don't think he's full clearing this. I think that he has some sort of plan.
You take that magic though.
Yeah, you do.
I know some people that'll just dive here as soon as they possibly can, but when using a sequence break...
Yeah, and like there's often progression in Ice Palace, but just being able to go mode Ice Palace, like if you can do that, you want to wait, right? Like
that's very true, but it does hold 3 items as well as it being a 5-6 crystal. I can't blame them from getting it out of the way because that'll give them access to 2 more items. But depending on how far down the Flippers are in the logic line, this could have been like the last dungeon completed.
Yeah.
Well, other than Trinex, of course, because of Icerad location, but still. Nailing
but Emerald doesn't.
Trying.
I don't think Emerald has been up there. Emerald doesn't know.
Very true. So now with actually, when I think about it, when Emerald jumped up on the island before, did try to lift the rock, so they thought they had Titan's Mitt. And that's what their play was to come here, not to go to Zora all along. So, it's a very interesting gamble, so I'm hoping it pays off for him. As for Dawn venturing throughout the tower.
Dawn not palm jumping to that chest.
Yeah, it's a little trickier of one to do if you've not practiced at all, but I can respect going up and falling down the hole. And Emerald doing another nice bomb jump.
Yeah, an interesting setup for Emerald's bomb jump there too. I've never seen that. Like they didn't go all the way to the right edge. They just went all the way down, and then had like an interesting.
Yeah. So there's two different ways to set that one up. You can either face left or you can face up. You don't. If you face left, you don't actually need to go right at all, just to do the bomb's placement. If you face up, you just want to move right, like, slightly. You don't even actually have to go all the way to the edge.
Interesting.
Dawn knocking out Moldorm, so if you blinked, it's gone already. Getting a nice pendant for later, maybe.
I don't think that there was anything of significance in the tower, so...
Right, I didn't see anything. Chat saying there's an item in the basement, so I definitely did not count. I know I saw one of the items, but that is it.
Emerald taking an interesting route through this dungeon as well. Not going up. Look at the last chest. Going back instead to get the big key chest.
And a map. And of course, no hookshot in hand, so we'll have to bomb the floor here. And Don's gonna give us a nice check on Paradox Cave. Emerald making good use of that fairy hole.
A rarely seen one, the Ice Palace fairy hole. Don't often get to go in there.
Yeah, but it does get a full life refill as well as a safety for whenever Cold Stare is taken on, so very nice. But I'm pretty sure there's one chest left to obtain here. And hopefully we'll get our TR information once Dawn gets over there. Gets dead rocked though.
Whoopsie.
Alright, overall not seeing anything come out of ice either. So at the end of the day, a go mode ice would have been pretty well wanted. And TR is Bombo, so we have it. You can just open up the dungeon and tackle it whenever you want to.
Are they gonna go in now?
I'd feel it's highly unlikely. Oh,
wait.
Oh,
You want to try? You want to think about it one more time?
I would. My reasoning is, if that first chest isn't a key, you're fire locked.
Yeah.
Unless you
have to have a very specific set of items to get through that first area without. Like, and golden sword. But yeah, you have to get basically all of those first, I think 3 chests have to be keys in order for you to be able to get through the dungeon without fire.
Right.
And then you still need fire rod for Trinix anyway, so
yeah. But it is possible for fire rod to be located at the bottom, and the last keys you need up at the top.
No, it has a fairy. Whoa. How fortuitous.
Oh, here we go.
What?
Now we're doing it. I would assume it's because you'd want to save and quit after doing this and not have to do anything else. Ends up taking out Cold Stare, gets that red rupee and the other 5/6 crystal.
Dawnvenure getting that key. We'll see how far they can take it. It's so funny to me. Oh, wow. So, Dawn with one hit here means death for Dawn.
Yeah, green mail is never fun.
But yeah, it's so interesting to me that Dawn has Gold Sword and Emerald has Master Sword.
That's very true, but 2 swords are on the mountains, so whenever Emerald decides to head up that way, which looks to be now, we'll be obtaining those. Now, where is Dawn off to? The basement.
Maybe they forgot earlier.
Yeah, I think it was a... If I find better progression, I'll leave it. If I don't find progression, I'll come back and grab it.
Oh, because they just didn't want to have to wait for the...
Right, yeah.
For this room.
So, are they going to set up the coffee break, or are they just gonna walk around?
Seems like no. They're you know when like there's like a runner and they stop they have to stop at like for a crosswalk and they like jog in place to keep their pulse to keep their pulse up. This is like what they're doing right here. Like they don't want to take too
Understandable.
much. I don't know.
Pace yourself. Emerald going after that tempered sword right now. And now, is the basement worth it? No.
That's gonna be a no. It's a no from me, dog.
Alright, where to next? My guess is Thieves' Town. So I didn't see either runner jump in there yet.
Nope.
So, almost seems to be the play to make. I mean,
not much other choice. Dawn could also. Agina is open. Agina's got an item, man. It's one of those seeds.
It could very well possibly be just what we need. You never know.
Agina's got a book. That's what I'm calling. Agina's holding a book.
Well, he is sitting in a cave.
In that cave
he needs something to read.
Guy needs just something to do, man. He's a scholar, right? He's trying to learn the ancient Hylian language. It makes sense in lore, that's what I'm saying. You know?
It's just so out of the way.
But yeah. It would have been interesting to see Dawn sequence break IP right now. Instead of like just really can't, doesn't want to go into just has a thing. Well, okay, well, there's a book.
Agina doesn't have a book.
I guess I suck.
Yeah, it would be interesting to do the Ice Palace sequence break now, but I think Dawn would have an easier time with it having that butter sword.
Yes, for sure. Having butter sword, 2 bottles.
Now doing the second dependent dungeon here. I'm almost surprised that Emerald went through all that effort to do Ice Palace and got the other 5/6 crystal and didn't do Pyramid Fairy.
And now is in a pendant dungeon.
Yes. It's interesting. But of course there's more item density up here on the mount. But.
Yeah, and to be fair, there could be progression behind the 5/6 crystal, right? But we know it's not going to be flippers. And like there's a limit to how useful it can be because it's a sequence broken.
Right, exactly. If you were to get progression out of it, though, you would be able to trace backwards a little bit to see where the flippers can possibly be, just due to the sequence break.
That's assuming you're good at the game, which I'm not. These guys are. But I couldn't do that. I'm sure it'd be no problem for them.
Yeah, that's why they are 4-2 and I'm not.
Yeah, right? What was your record?
Currently the opposite, 2-4. But I lost most of my races to miscounting an item. And we are going to get ourselves a graveyard check. I'm pretty sure this is your favorite location of the game.
Oh, yeah. Woo! For those who don't know, I mentioned earlier that I lost a race because I couldn't find the power gloves. They were in the graveyard ledge. And I didn't know at the time that you could get in there without boots or gloves. And I checked. I went up there twice trying to see if I could get in there, and I couldn't figure it out. And it was sad. It was really sad.
Yeah. All right, Dawn, heading into the Dark World down here by the swamp area. Potential Bombos check, maybe a dive into the desert. I guess being in the desert, we'll see now if chat was right or not on if boots can potentially be needed for desert.
It's so interesting to me that it's like a lot of these. So a lot of the decisions that they've made so far have been kind of like, wow, I wonder why they're doing that. That's a really interesting thing to make. Their sequence breaking ice palace. That's really weird. But they're both. They are respectively 3 and 4 dungeons down, 2 and 3 crystals each, and we're barely an hour into this race.
Very true to point out.
They're doing something right. Like, regardless of how confusing or questionable some of their decisions might be, they are for sure doing what needs to be done to get through this game as quickly as possible.
Yeah, correct. It is weird to think that we're an hour in. It doesn't feel like a lot of progression has been made, but at the same time, when you look at this tracker, you can see that there is quite a few things already done.
What are we looking for right now? We need a flute to get into
Mire, yeah.
Get into Mire. We also need either boots or a hookshot to get into Mire. We need flippers and hookshot for Swamp Palace. We know where the ice rod is, but we need the fire rod for Turtle Rock and Skullwoods. So flute, flippers, fire rod, and hookshot.
Correct.
We're about to find out if we need boots.
Yeah, exactly. Boots is always the scary one, because you could, like, not get boot locked here, but then get boot locked in Ganon's Tower, and be very sad. And there's our last medallion, so no matter what Mire is, we have it.
But we're also, boots locked. I believe.
Yep. Very, very true. I didn't catch the ledge item before Dawn came in here.
It must be something because they're going for it. Or
fairies.
They want the fairies.
And here's our mystical paradox cave for Emerald as well. But you can't do this yet, Dawn. You're gonna get stuck.
What is you doing?
Oh!
Wow!
Oh!
This is why they are just better at the game than I am.
Very true. So this is
brilliant. I agree.
This is technically a sequence break for the reason of if you use your keys in the worst way possible, that is checked into the randomizer itself. So I feel that these items that would be over here is not going to lead to anything. But if it does...
though, there's 2 items over here.
We know that whatever's here cannot lead to the boots.
And they already got the other items. So
Yeah.
Just gonna go ahead and bounce on out of there.
So we know the big key is on the torch, and the small key they need is inside the big chest. Easy check for later when they come back.
Great.
Is Emerald going to make the same play, dive into TR for 2 rooms?
I wouldn't be surprised. Are they going to turn around again?
They're making the play.
Whenever I see one of these like higher level runners, just like really inefficiently scroll through all their items in the menu to get to what they need, it makes me feel better about myself.
I am very inefficient at that as myself.
Yeah, my menuing is awful, so it's like, oh.
Now, so seeing that Dawn here, oh, fire rod, very nice.
All right.
So can go back to TR at any time. Of course, can't finish it, but Dawn has 14 hearts as a maximum. That is the requirement for Spike Cave, and also has a fairy on hand.
And they know it.
It's definitely scary, and you need optimal movement, of course, to get through with just those 14. Came in with 12, so we'll end up using that fairy that they picked up. So I feel they thought this out ahead of time by getting that fairy in desert.
And if they were not sure, there's actually a big fairy fountain on the bottom left of the Dark World Western Death Mountain. So they could have easily made use of that.
Yeah, would have been interesting if that happened to be the sand cart, but of course we'll never know. And a butter sword for Emerald.
Dawn looking like they're gonna go to the Turtle Rock.
That definitely looks to be the case by walking up the mountain here. It could be a very risky play. Of course, we'll know immediately if...
There's not too much left that they can do.
I definitely, yeah, I have to agree with you on that.
I think there's progression in here because we know there's nothing in Thieves Town. We know there's nothing in Ice Palace. Mire is locked. Swamp Palace is locked.
Yeah,
Skullwoods is not locked. They could go and do Skullwoods, but they've got both items from Skullwoods. So
correct.
I think this is it. I think this is what's up. It's interesting that they're doing this because Dawn has not gone into Ice Palace or Thieves Town.
Right. Did Emerald get all the items out of Thieves Town? Or was it just that first floor? As well as that would have been another pendant for later.
They definitely didn't complete Thieves Town. I don't think they got all the items. They were not in there for very long. I looked away and looked back and they were out. So unless they died, I must assume that they only got that first floor. And nothing in Big Fairy.
Michael saying that they found a max of 2 items, only did the first 4 chests there. So could be potential that they have to dive deeper there, or it is a required double dip here in TR.
Honestly, I'm thinking it's the double dip. There's so many items in here.
Right, exactly. With 5 items in the dungeon and 1 in Mimic Cave, so many things to be held. And our small key and big key that we needed.
I think someone earlier did call flippers on Laser Bridge, so I think someone in chat.
Whomever you are in chat, I'm holding you accountable for this.
I think it's all your fault, chat. Collectively. I think that you are a single entity.
Yeah, you can all share the blame. All 280 of you.
You can all share the blame or the glory. However you feel about that.
I think they'll be happy about it.
I'm not unhappy about it. This is really funny.
I can definitely agree. It's very entertaining and pretty much makes you think on where exactly things can be, so...
I've had mirror on Trinix twice.
Oh, gotta be careful of that laser.
No powder, so no free refill from these anti-fairies in this room.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree with the way Dawn's going. Come to the right here. Full magic refill, as well as avoid everything in that other room. Still very scary to just walk around with that half heart.
Kind of a butts feeling when you pick up a heart and you still beep, and you're just like, ugh.
Just want it to end, man. Okay, Emerald's actually going in now to Thieves Town.
Back into Thieves Town.
So it was Dawn that came in, not Emerald. I had that backwards.
Oh, I thought it... Yeah, okay, yeah, because they got the book. And Emerald also saving and quitting immediately.
Well, I guess we won't know for a while what lies in there.
The world may never know.
If Dawn gets literally touched by anything, Mimic Cave, Hookshot. Wow.
Come on. Come on. Why you gotta be like that, game?
So,
well, of course,
Hookshot Cave is open.
Yeah, of course, wisely going through, gonna get all the rest of the items in here.
Yeah, I mean, you've come this far. You might as well attempt to get the laser bridge items.
If your flippers are on laser bridge, you're gonna feel real dumb having to triple dip Turtle Rock.
Very true. I mean, the flute could be here, literally anything. Oh,
but they just came
not too
through.
Bad.
Yeah, they just came in from outside. They've got a little checkpoint. I like to call it a little save point there.
Yeah. Now there's no more beeping.
In fact, that might actually have been. I might actually have suicided against that roller there. Just
yeah, definitely.
Get some health. So, not at all an awful thing that just happened.
300 rupees.
We're getting the Agina check. What could it be? Arrows! Woo!
Alright, so I fully expect Dawn to open up the next safety as well.
Oh, yeah.
No boots, no cape, no Burna, no mirror shield. Safety definitely needed. But here we are. One room away from... I guess there's technically 2 laser bridges, but... Oh.
That is unfortunate. Wow, I don't know if I've ever seen with the saving.
Had health, and then the next second had no health.
Had no health. I think they got hit by a laser, which does 4 hearts of damage, and fell off, which does another heart of damage. Did they also somehow get hit by the Helmosaur? I thought they had more than 5 hearts.
They might have been a little lower, because I think you spawn with 8 when you save and quit, or not save and quit, when you die and respawn. And you got hit by the fire in the previous room, so maybe it was down a little bit. I'd have to go back and watch it, but can go do Hookshot Cave now. It's definitely a doable.
Going up for Hookshot Cave. Okay, I was like, are they just gonna go? They save and quit, but then went right back up to Turtle Rock? No, Hookshot Cave, which I had totally forgotten about, and that's why I would lose this race.
All right. So, what was your prediction? Wasn't it like...
I said Hookshot was going to be an Hookshot Cave. But...
Okay, that's what it was. Well, I guess that's debunked. Maybe it'll be the opposite, with boots in here.
That would be amazing.
Ooh.
Got a nice flute and the final bottle.
Okay, I'm okay with the skip out of TR for that. At the same time, who knows what Laser Bridge holds.
I'm telling you, Flipper's on there, man.
You're believing in chat.
I'm believing in me. Which some might say is even less advisable.
Alright. So now when you're activating Flute here, you have your option. You can go get items inside of Mire, or you can finish Skullwoods, get no items, but also check Pedestal. What do you do?
I would probably go for Skullwoods. I need to do it. It's here. I'm not going to get closer to it than I am now.
Yeah, that's how I see it myself. I think Emerald is actually going to be going and doing Skullwoods now. So is Hookshotless, Fluteless due to not going for that TR dive? I don't see anything left on the table though, so won't get anything here in Skullwoods.
Well, there is more Thieves Town.
Very true.
There's a little bit more to do in Thieves Town. And if Emerald does check Pedestal, and there is something on Pedestal, this could be a chance for them to sort of catch back up.
Yeah, definitely very true on that. Of course, the only item that we need that can be on Pedestal at this point in time is boots. There's the flippers. Not on Laser Eye.
Well then.
So that is... That's a guaranteed double dip into TR.
Yep.
Yuck. Very, very gross. I'm not gonna lie.
Oh no. Emerald ran out of magic. Thought they had a magic potion.
Oh. Where are they going?
They're gonna go get the full magic refill from the north room on the right side of the room.
Ah, gotcha.
Or not.
Oh.
They could not easily do it because they don't have any magic for the kind of scenario. Or just they're not checking pedestal.
Yeah, that's the scary one for me. Now, if you're Dawn, I think you'd be happy with your save and quit there now in TR, because next time you go there, you'll have what you need.
Yes.
With only a few dungeons left, we'll know roughly where all the items are soon. And of course, finding those boots will put us into no mode.
No mode?
KNOW. Because we'll know where all the items are. Dawn heading right for Vitreous. I feel that's almost a similar play in the sense of the Helmazar King there, to know if you need to open up more chests or not. And Emerald making that play now, heading into Thieves Town further.
Ooh! They're going to actually really enjoy having that.
That's a very nice mirror shield. Where was the shield upgrade that Emerald got that Dawn didn't? I know that one they both
that
had.
one just now?
No, Dawn has that one. Ouch.
It might have been in Ice Palace. Rewind is disabled.
That is very true. That Ice Palace could be that play. Like, that has the shield, definitely.
I'm assuming that was like a habitual rewind press by Dawn there, and they smartly disabled that feature before the race started to avoid having that exact thing happen and somehow being disqualified.
I do know a couple of people that actually play on keyboard, so it could be a finger slip depending on whether or not that is the case too. So
I play Super Metroid on keyboard. I can't wall jump on my controller. And I think it might be because my controller adds a couple frames of input lag. But
that is possible, yeah.
I also spent like pretty much all of my teens and early 20s playing Super Nintendo games on emulator because I had no money.
here's round 2 for Dawn, heading through Mire. Will they go straight for Vitreous again, or will they clear up the dungeon?
Still looking for boots. I'm gonna assume that they're gonna go for the clear.
Nope.
All right.
Right off to Vitreous again. Alright, I've seen nothing of significance here inside of Thieves' Town.
Except for those 3 bombs! Whoa!
I'm almost worried that it is pedestal boots now.
I have never raced or commentated a pedestal seed.
Really? It's like every week for me.
I think once or maybe twice I've had a pedestal seed in like practice, and then I was just saving, or I just no, not even save. I just quit. I'm like, all right, time to do something else.
Yeah, most of the races this week, I've actually seen a few people do the pedestal just for fun, because either their race doesn't matter, because it's either they're already in brackets or there is no chance of brackets. So they just kind of do what the chat wants.
Oh, that's really funny. Like if you're like in a 6-0 race or something like that.
Right, exactly. I don't think the 6-0s would do it. I've seen the 5-1s do it. Because if you're 6-0, I think it'd be quite a feat to be 7-0. Of course, it doesn't do anything for age, but at the same time,
it's a nice feather in your cap. Just to be able to say that you went 7.
Alright, items are still in Mire, so Dawn's gonna have to venture in again.
Elusive boots. I hope Dawn finds the boots. Because they're gonna lose. I would say that at this point, Dawn is at an advantage, but that's largely because they are in position to go mode Ice Palace. If they full clear Ice Palace, most of their advantage, I think, is sort of moot. And so, for Dawn's sake, I really hope they find boots in here.
Right, exactly. And of course, they have all the items to do it logically at this point in time, which means if Ice is the next place to go, they're probably going to full clear it.
Yeah. And I would imagine that they would hit Ice Palace after. It is a crystal dungeon. They can full clear it. I would imagine that they're going to go to Ice Palace as soon as they're done here.
But also, TR is fully completable as well. As soon as you go with the Ice Rod from Zora Ledge, I'd almost want to do that first.
It's a tough call.
It is a tough call, but
you definitely want to go mode Ice Palace, but TR is so far out of the way, and it's really nice to be able to do Turtle Rock last, so you can just go straight against it.
Yeah, I can agree on that.
So it's is how I will describe that conundrum. Hopefully we'll see what those laser bridge items are from Emerald.
Yes. Having the mirror shield to make those checks a little bit easier. Oh, and the thought just occurred to me as well, Pendant Swamp is open. Which is a place you never want to go unless you have to.
I like Crystal Swamp and I hate Pendant Swamp.
Right, exactly. 6 items to be held in a place that's not required. Yuck.
Yeah, it's one of those. There's a couple dungeons where it's like, please let this dungeon do this. I really want this dungeon to do this. Interesting. I feel like this is sort of an unpopular opinion, but Turtle Rock is that way for me too. I think I prefer having Turtle Rock as a crystal because there's so many items in there, and you. Just by going in, you sort of have to full clear it as a matter of course. There's not a lot of like major skips or anything in there.
Yeah, exactly.
So it's like if I have to go in, I want to just be able to go through, do the whole thing, and feel good about it. And so when it's I always feel a little meh when it's a pendant dungeon.
Yeah, of course this TR isn't too friendly, with it being a forced double dip due to the hookshot being located in here. And flippers being located in a far-off land.
and ice rod behind flippers. So. For those just tuning in. Yeah, for those just tuning in, actually, Desert Palace is boots locked. We don't know where the boots are. And the ice rod for Turtle Rock is on Zora Ledge, and the flippers are in Checkerboard Cave, and the flute to get to Checkerboard Cave is in Turtle Rock. So definitely some interesting stuff going on here.
I almost thought Dawn was going to go head into ice, but I like the play here of going and getting the ice rod instead.
Will they go to ice after, or will they go straight to Turtle Rock?
I'm almost hoping it's for Turtle Rock. As much as it sucks to have to red out the mountain afterwards, after getting all the crystals, I just feel it's a much nicer play when you know there's like Laser Bridge left ahead of you. As well as, of course, finishing up the crystal.
And from our position, knowing that there's not really much of interest in Ice Palace. We'll see where this save and quit takes us. Is it to the mountain or is it to their house? Oh! Ice Palace!
Alright.
Okay.
Make it or break it.
Well, the race just got a lot closer.
Now, of course, I can't blame them on this with there being 3 items inside.
No.
Oh.
This is, honestly, in Dawn's position, this is probably the play I would take. What was on Hobo? Rupees?
I think so. Maybe I'm mistaken. I don't remember. A green rupee.
An excellent point from chat. 5 items from Ice Palace because of Big Fairy.
Yeah, definitely good to point out. Of course, we've also seen the Big Fairy as well. We know it's not a good play.
20 rupees or something like that.
Yeah. We, of course, know it's not the play, but at the same time, Dawn doesn't know that.
So the question is, can Dawn full clear Ice Palace before Emerald double dips? Can fully double dip?
Well,
Turtle Rock.
I would think so. But then again, Emerald's already at the end. So.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, but Emerald also. So it really, it's. Can Dawn full clear Ice Palace before Emerald can full clear?
Right, yeah. That'll
That's
be
that's
what tells the difference. Oh.
Ouch.
Uh-oh. Looks like they'll try again here, though. So we'll get to see our laser bridge after all.
And Emerald, being at a slight advantage, sort of. Dawn, of course, did die and did not choose to go back and try Laser Bridge again. But at the time that they did that, they had no mirror shield. They still have no mirror shield. Emerald does have the mirror shield, so they should not have too much trouble with this Laser Bridge.
Right, exactly. As soon as that beetle's out of the way, it should be a very, very easy check. Ouch, those lasers do a lot of hearts. That's a very unkind situation. Are they gonna try again?
I would hope so.
Maybe?
Maybe not.
Where are we going? Oh, is this the hookshot cave?
Yeah, hookshot cave, just like Dawn did.
The death, give up, head off to somewhere else. You have to come back later anyways. Definitely, I can respect it. There's the last shield. Inside of ice.
Emerald, buying expensive red potions.
Alright. I feel Dawn is that slight bit in the lead.
Yes. I would agree.
Having to do with Emerald doing multiple attempts at the same time as Emerald has done the full Thieves' Town. So that is a decent time sink there.
Well, Dawn doesn't have the boots yet. I'm starting to think maybe those boots are on Laser Bridge. And both of these runners are gonna feel a little bit silly.
The way I see it is if Emerald, or I should say if the boots are on pedestal, Emerald has a good lead. If it's the opposite, they're just out in the world, and then I feel Dawn has the lead.
Right.
And that also depends on whether or not Emerald decides to go back to TR right away or later.
Yeah. I think, and it seems like later. And that's part of it is I was thinking that Emerald's chance to catch up due to Dawn full clearing Ice Palace was partially because Emerald had a chance to fully do that laser bridge on the first go. And so abandoning that, we'll see if there's anything useful on there. But for now...
Right, of course. Activating the wonderful, wonderful flute.
problems with this Cold Stare fight. Plenty of hit points. Half magic.
Yeah.
Fire rod.
Butter sword is in there as well.
Sword, no problems.
What? Okay. That expensive red potion to buy a green and then a blue. Pretty sure they could have just used another bottle.
They have. If they used a red potion just now, they had bought 2 red potions earlier.
Oh, okay.
So
that
their
makes
other
sense.
bottle.
Right. Yeah, bought the green to refill their magic and then bought a blue to replace that green. Alright. Dawn, where are you going next? I would assume TR.
I would hope.
Well, the only other choice, I think, at this point in time, of course, can go to Thieves' Town or dive into Swamp. Of course, I would assume this, I think this is actually the Pyramid Fairy, so we'll get to see exactly how many rupees it holds.
I know the right chest was a 300. I don't remember exactly how many was
that's the one I remember.
I do know that it was. Emerald, finally getting flippers of their very own.
You can swim now, all by yourself. No glitch needed.
Throwing away the water wings.
The interesting side of things is if that ice rod wasn't on that ledge, the flippers wouldn't necessarily be needed because the sequence break.
True facts.
I mean, unless boots are in swamp, but then that would suck.
Well, I mean, they've got to be in either. So right now, boots are either in swamp, on Laser Bridge, or on pedestal. I think.
Yes, I can agree to that. Pretty sure we've seen every other location.
So 305.
Yes,
I was close with my 310.
Definitely very close. You guessed. Wait, you guessed 310.
I guess 320.
I was concerned for a moment. There's no 10 rupee in this. At least not this game.
Not this game.
Now there's a question for someone in chat to hunt down. When did they release the yellow rupee? The one that gives 10 rupees. No, I know it's not Ocarina.
No. I also don't think it's Majora's Mask. It might have been.
No.
Well, I know. Okay, so in it might not have been a yellow rupee, but they're in what do you call it? Link's Awakening. When you open a chest, it just tells you how many rupees are in the chest.
Oh, okay,
and so there
right.
are chests in Link's Awakening that have 10 rupees.
That's definitely notable, yeah. As for an actual rupee, Wind Waker, I think had it, but I can't remember.
It might have been. There might have been a handheld, but Wind Waker probably sounds right. It might have been like Oracles.
That's true. Oracles could as well.
But,
all right, Dawn heading off for Mothula here, and I'm hoping for a ped check. Emerald searching for those items inside of Meyer as well.
And this is the part too, even though Dawn from our vantage point, we know that Dawn has a decent bit of a lead at this point. It's not a concluded race by any means, but I would say that Dawn certainly has an advantage. But it's at the point of the game that you're in, the route that you've taken, you know that there are other things that you could have done. There are things that you could have done differently. There are things that you could have done more efficiently. You're at an hour and 45 minutes into the season, and you start to think, where is my opponent? What are they
it's
doing?
very true.
Are they ahead of me? Do they already have boots? Like, what am I? Because I'm clearly missing something.
Yeah, being an hour and 45 minutes, it doesn't even feel like it's been an hour and 45 minutes, but we are that far into the seed now.
And this is where I find that this, for me especially, this is where the nerves really start to, not like you start to get nervous, but you start to think, and you're like, what? This is where runners start finishing races.
Yeah.
Around the 1:30 for a very quick race, but around the 1:30, 1:45 mark is where you can start to expect runners to clock it.
Of course. And here we go. Here's our pedestal check. If it's boots, I'd give the lead to Emerald.
Silver arrows. So they both have butter sword. They don't have any mail right now, but having the golden sword, I fully expect these 4-2 runners to both be able to do silverless game. And with the golden sword, it's not going to be. It's about as less of an issue as it could possibly be.
Right. It definitely depends on whether or not they know how to do it.
Right.
If you've practiced it, it's not that bad. But if you're going into it blind without actually practicing it, could be an interesting fight.
Yes. Plenty of health, especially on Dawn's side right now. Plenty of health. Would be nice. Dawn would feel a lot better about doing the serverless fight if they could find some mail. But and for bottles as well, if they know how to do the fight, it should be no problem at all. Knowing that silvers are on pedestal is the same as knowing there's like a piece of art. No big deal.
Right, exactly.
Assuming that they know how to do it, which at this level of race, having seen the skill level of these races, knowing that they're 4-2, I can sort of, it would be my, if I had to guess, it would be my assumption that they both know how to do silverless Ganon, at least with some comfort. Maybe that it's not something that they just don't care about at all, but it's something that I expect them each to have done before, have practiced at least a little bit.
Yeah, I can agree on that side of things. They are decently skilled. They are showing that today as well. And we're going to have Dawn jumping back into TR here now.
Gonna find those boots.
Yeah, when your option is TR for the crystal or Swamp Palace, I think you're going to go with TR.
Especially knowing that there's some items left in here. A good chance that there are boots.
Yeah.
Boots to be had.
And overall, there's not too big a difference between the runners, just a Mothula fight.
Though, interestingly, well, okay, so Emerald didn't, this is so interesting, Emerald didn't take the opportunity to check pedestal while they were last in Skullwoods, but they do have to go back because they didn't have enough magic, so they weren't able to finish that fight. So then maybe they could still check it, but if boots are in Swamp Palace, one could clear Swamp Palace and then just go and get silvers and not worry about it, and maybe gain a little bit of time over their opponent.
Definitely. It depends where the boots are as well.
Now, and so also interesting to note, Swamp Palace is the green pendant, could be vanilla boots.
Also,
Sasha could be holding the boots right now.
Yeah, that's also a very good possibility. If Sasha's holding the boots, I would say 100% Emerald should go and pick up those silvers.
Yes, absolutely. Especially because Dawn actually has not cleared Thieves Town, so they can't actually get the silvers unless they go back into Thieves Town and full clear it. Emerald, though, doesn't know that silvers are on pedestal.
Yep, exactly.
Though they do have another chance to check.
Yeah, someone in chat pointing out that the boots would have to be on Argus for them to get silvers. I would say on Argus or on the green pendant itself. I would say those are your two options. If boots are anywhere else, you mirror out and you leave.
If I could imagine boots being in that final chest before Argus that appears when you push the block. If I were in this situation, I might go ahead and just go fight Argus and get him.
Yeah, it is.
If I knew that silvers were on pedestal.
Yeah, it is definitely. It is a gamble when you think of it in the long run too, though. You never, I guess, like depending on how much the silver speed up the fight, which is a heck of a lot. Is that worth a full Argus fight?
With Buttersword? I think so. Argus is a pretty quick fight when you can just hammer him down. There's no problem. That's me. That's and again, I'm not foreign to it, so what do I know, right? But so no boots on Laser Bridge, but a shovel. So
that is the shovel into the swamp check.
That's the shovel of destiny.
Unless this right here is the boots.
Those are not boots.
Very much so, not boots. And now Emerald's gonna be doing the same play here, heading off to go fight Trinex. Or, no, just taking the long way around the bonk rocks. Alright, who here likes some fetch quests? How many can you do? Shovel into powder?
Me.
Shovel into powder, sound good?
Be still, my heart.
Unfortunately, Mushroom was already done for our Titan's mitts early on, but still can make some interesting play. So if boots aren't here, then Swamp Palace is the only play we can make. Well, here we go.
Might as well grab it.
Now, would you think you're ahead or behind at this point in the race with how the items are laid out?
As Dawn? I would...
If this was me, I don't think I would feel ahead or behind. I think I would feel really even.
I would feel really confused. I don't have the... From outside of the race watching, right? Like, I can analyze it pretty well, but from being inside of the race, I don't really quite have the technical skill yet to be able to figure out, because I can't remember the exact progression of the logic. I'm bad at remembering what happened before and in what order. So it would be difficult for me to really fully grasp, like, all the different idiosyncrasies about how my opponent could have gone about the all I know is what I can do.
Alright. 6 items to be held in the dungeon, as well as the green pendant itself. Where will those boots lie? I'm almost hoping it's like this first chest.
I like Hansing, our tracker, says, or excuse me, our restreamer says there are two kinds of people in Rando. People that feel behind and liars.
I can somewhat get behind that. Alright. How far into swamp are we going today? Is it going to be full left side? Is it going to be on Argus? Or anyone in chat want to make a gamble?
Stretch those stretch those GT chest guessing muscles and see if you can guess where these boots are going to be. Powder into boots, I'm into it.
You got a powder
on
shiny.
Powder on Argus.
Gotta put some powder on those boots, shine them up real good.
Gotta look good for your date with Ganon.
Yeah, exactly. The annual pig roast. Alright, so not too big a difference between the runners now. The shovel check and entering swamp. As well as, of course, a Mothula fight, which is a decent time to get to it. Chat getting real devious now. If you find powder on left side swamp, and the boots are behind the green pendant. Of course, if you don't know that information, do you do green pendant first, or do you do the powder first?
Why are you guys so mean? You guys are bad people.
That's what chat does.
This is like the kind of seed that I would have if I was running. Like people are like, oh man, this seed is good, and I'm like, this is my normal seed. Are there better seeds than this? I've never seen one.
Yeah, I can agree on that part.
Specifically this boots thing. It's not always boots, but there's always one that's just like in the last possible chest to check.
I commentated 3 races yesterday. 2 of them were Go Mode boots. Today is another Go Mode boot.
Which one of us is a curse on these poor runners, and I don't know which one it is.
I have a
Maybe
feeling
both of us together.
I was gonna say I have a feeling it's the guy with the curse in his name. Just maybe. AKA that's me, but
could be.
Alright, so left side, no go.
Knowing what I know about my race that you commentated, I'll thank you to never commentate one of my races again. If the VODs for that race is still up, everybody needs to go watch that thing because it was. Whew. Whew.
Yeah, your race was Aga required. Your race was Aga required, and your only way to access the Dark World was through the Aga portal.
Like for pretty much the entire game. We had hookshot, so the only way to get to like Thieves Town and all that was to go through Aga portal and hookshot to the left side for like 2 hours, for like an hour and a half, yeah. 2 hours. That was the only
hour 32 minutes was when your opponent got glove. It was rough. How I remember that number, I don't know. Alright, Dawn is the first to reach the back of Swamp. Is this it?
Oh!
There it is!
Get out! Just
Alrighty. Off to Desert.
Here's
Last
the
dungeon
question.
to do.
So Dawn did left side. Will Emerald skip left side swamp? I would. The only times I do left side swamp before Argus is when I go into this room right here with if I clear this room that Emerald is in right now and I go back and I have both dungeon items, both the compass and the map, then I will do left side swamp.
Right, exactly. That's how I judge it myself as well.
Because otherwise, you're gonna have to come back and do Argus if there's nothing going on.
Yeah. So Dawn entered Go mode at 2 hours.
GG.
Wowzers. Wowzers. This seed is all I can say. Definitely a good location. Pretty much makes it the last possible check you would ever do. No one wants to go into a pendant swamp. Emerald skipped left side, so is going to be finding those boots right away.
Which closes the gap a little bit, though does still have to go and fight Mothra.
Of course, yeah.
Gonna go ahead. Wow.
Now, Emerald didn't check pedestal,
No.
so doesn't know what's located there. Might do a blind pull, who knows? But
Maybe
this is definitely going to be
is-
some time.
Maybe is not confident in their souls yet.
That is true, they could be searching for them still. And if you've blinked, you missed it. Landmolas are dead. Oh, that means it is time for a special game.
Yay! I like games.
Do you know what kind of game this is?
Tell me about the game.
Well, it's called the Big Key Guessing Game. Start getting your things in to chat there. One between 22 on whether or not it's going to be here or anywhere in Gannis Tower.
What's your guess?
I like number 7, but at the same time, I feel different today, so I'm gonna be rude. I'm going 22.
Woo! Feeling saucy. I personally like to guess locations. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna say the rando room.
Okay, okay.
The rando.
Yeah. I also forgot we're on ALTTPR instead of on Speed Gaming, so we don't have the command, but we can play off honor system. Definitely forgot the channel, but we can definitely play.
Yeah, I think with the amount of this game that Dawn has cleared, I would not be surprised if he is nervous about
Yeah, I mean,
their positioning in this race.
when you enter Ganon's tower, past 2 hours, and there isn't a dot done. I think it's time to worry.
You really, it's really hard to know. It's really hard to know where exactly you are.
Yeah, Michael pretending to be the bot there. There's two, getting 2 keys, gonna head off and gamble right here with getting those.
Going right side first, whoa! Not going for the high stakes gamble there with the tile room.
I mean, if it happened to be tile room, that means everyone who guessed 22 is guaranteed wrong.
But they didn't check tile room. How are they guaranteed?
Exactly. Now they're not, because if Dawn had checked tile room, the 22 would be wrong. Because people just want it to be that. And that is now 6.
Emerald has cleared Lendals on their way off to Skullwoods. Let's see if we get a pimple.
Alright, so we're at 7 now. This will be 8. And 11. Here we go for blind pull, maybe. Chest 12 is just the red meringue.
Getting some use out of it immediately.
Everyone's gonna grab that crystal first and then do the blind pull, I'm assuming. Maybe did Swamp just forgetting that it was pendant.
I mean, if you're here, right, you just happen to find yourself holding all the pendants, and you come to Skullwoods to kill the boss to get your last crystal. You're already in go mode, but you don't have silvers, but you do have butters.
Chest 14.
Pull it? Do you just go and pull it?
I don't know. There's a lot riding on a 4 and 2 match at the same time. So, chest 14, if you guessed it, you're right.
What room was it in?
A render room.
Ah! Got him!
Alright, with Mothula dead, is he doing it? He's doing it. Here it is, everyone.
Oh!
Nope, JK. No! Lucky. Alright, no silver arrows.
They're both gonna fall off 4 times. And he's gonna wish he got this.
Unlucky. Playing with my heartstrings. Of course, had to mirror to flute away anyways, so. Alright, Dawn entering the gauntlet here.
Dawn checked ped earlier, so we know Zelda's right. To answer a question in chat.
Alright, on to the land rollers 2.
Playing a little centipede on their Atari there.
Barely missing the quick kill there. One shot off. Alright, does Emerald gamble full right, or do they go left? It'll save a little bit of time if they go left.
Wow, both of them going for it.
Yeah, I mean, when you're given the keys, it's you kind of just take it. But there are some people who will go full right and go all the way to the Armos Knights. Of course, that option would put Emerald further behind. Dawn making sure they don't go up the stairs there at the same time as the torch is going out. Otherwise, nothing would spawn. Now, funnily enough, if you blow up this wall here at the same time that the torches go out, then the hole would be there, but the texture wouldn't change. So it'd be pretty much you walking through a solid wall. Oh, and the Canaburna.
Does it actually affect anything, or is it just like a weird...
It's just a weird interaction. It's a visual glitch.
Okay.
Yeah, you can still walk through it 100%. But it looks funny.
Interesting.
Something to do with the way fire works in this game.
Fire!
Moldorm locking away some bombs. Because we definitely need those at this point in the game, right?
When you've only got 40, every little bit helps, okay? Listen.
I mean, it's for the bomb Ganon fight, right?
Listen, there are starving children in Europe who don't have any bombs, who wish that they can have those bombs right now. So you eat them, and you appreciate it.
Yeah, someone pointing out that Dawn is opening chests still, going up the tower. Dawn's the one who has the information.
And, again, to just respond to chat, we know that one of the males is in, Aghanim Tree.
Right, so it would be literally just looking for the second of those males to be opening up those chests.
Oh, Emerald did get a male at some point.
Oh, they did.
What?
So,
what is that? What?
Where?
You and me
When?
and the tracker.
Where? When did this happen? Unless Dawn has it too, and we didn't notice? Because of the skin? We'll notice next time we pause.
Someone is saying it was on Argus.
Oh.
Right.
That makes
Some of
sense.
the strats.
Yeah, Dawn doesn't have it, so that makes sense. Ooh, the the laggy fight.
Cape definitely preferred for this portion of the fight. So smartly trying to conserve their health, knowing that they're going to have to do this silvers.
Right, of course.
Don gotta be nervous right now. As far as they know, you know, Emerald is just about to run through that door.
Yeah, exactly.
And Don.
I know the feeling oh so well with the ties. I shake when I play Ganon now, and it's not good. So I definitely know what a runner would be going through here at Ganon.
Now, the one sort of comfort that they have is knowing that silvers are on pedestals, so they can't be like, oh man, maybe my opponent has silvers and, you know, is going to kill him really quick. Because in order to get those silvers, they would have had to go through a lot more.
Right, exactly.
Dungeon stuff that would not have made up the time. So, a little bit of comfort there for me.
Yeah, that's definitely a little more ease of mind, is if they had silvers, they'd be a little bit behind you.
Exactly.
In which is 100% the case here. But Emerald not actually having the silvers was very close to getting it. A few more hits here, and the pig will be done.
Very clean fight from Don. And then I really...
Yeah.
Sorry.
He's playing it very, very safe. And there it is. Ganon goes down.
And then right now is when the done comes in from Emerald. No!
Yeah, I myself, I've tied twice in this tournament. It is not...
Is a thing that can happen?
Yes. Alright, Dawnvenure coming in with a SRTV time of 2 hours, 17 minutes, and 31 seconds. Congratulations. We'll see if Dawn wants to join us here. Alright, in the meantime, Emerald's actually very... Oh, I was going to say very close to catching up there right away, but takes that fall to Moldorm. And welcome, Dawnvenure. Congratulations on the win.
Thank you, thank you.
Welcome, GG.
Oh, I was so nervous.
Yeah, we were. I was specifically talking about how, man, this is where it gets really. When you get to be about, you know, you hit that 130, 145 mark, and you know that there are a couple things you could have done differently, and you start to wonder, where is my opponent? What are they doing? Yeah. And then, especially at the end, fighting Ganon. Whoo! What a scene, huh?
Yeah, the first like half hour, like 45 minutes, super fun, super cool. You know, you get to kill some dungeons, and then absolutely nothing.
Yeah, I think this is the latest Go mode I've ever seen. Was pretty much 2 hours on the dot for you.
Yeah, I just kept on checking the race room. It's like, oh my god, is he gonna be done really soon? Did he full clear Thieves Town and there's flippers and boots back there, and he was Go mode like an hour before me?
Yeah, could have been a possibility of that as well. Emerald actually got all the pendants, all the crystals, but didn't do the ped pull. Doesn't have the information.
Never check this ped to see that silver.
Oh man, missing out on those silvers.
Yeah, and of course, Skull Woods was the last dungeon completed, so it was right there too. Overall, the seed ran you guys around a lot.
It was like, go up that mountain.
Yeah, that guaranteed double turtle rock dip.
I think the part where I knew that I was still in the game was when I got hookshot, went up, got flute, and then flute led to flippers. As soon as I got those flippers, I'm like, alright, I'm actually still in this game. I still have a chance. I thought I was in go mode right then and there, actually. Then I completely remembered, like, oh man. Oh, I need to get boots still. If you notice, that's like went straight for Vitreous once I got there.
I think the only way that would have changed that is if boots happened to lie on, say, Laser Bridge. But again, like, both of you ended up doing the same thing. You taken a death right before Laser Bridge and said, no, I'm not doing this.
I figured it wasn't in logic yet, so if he was better at laser skips, like, good for him. If there was something there, like if I went back to Patrol Rock and there was something there, then I'd be really nervous.
And now that you mention it, it wasn't in logic because of no shield at the time, but Emerald had mirror shield due to fake flippering to ice at the start of the game.
Yeah, very close. Like, Ice Palace was like the third dungeon they did, I think.
Yeah.
They did Ice Palace before Dark Palace.
I figured it wasn't worth fake flippering there because flippers were required anyway for the ice rod.
Right, yeah, it's also a good way to look at it as well. The razor blade sleeps again forever. Interesting text.
Yeah,
do you have... Oh, go ahead.
Where did he find the blue mail?
Argus.
Okay. Because as soon as I get blue mail and like 7 hearts, I feel super confident for anything. The laser bridge really caught me off guard when the lasers deal like 5 hearts of damage or something, 4 hearts in a fall.
It was insane. It was ridiculous.
Then like the Vitreous fight too, as soon as I died, I'm like, nope, I'm gonna go get some safeties. I need this.
Yeah, Emerald now defeating Ganon.
Well, you clearly did something right because you won, and are moving on to the bracket stage as a result of it. Good job on that.
Yeah, definitely congratulations.
Yeah, thank you. I've been practicing really hard all week.
Emerald finishing just behind you with a SRTV time of 2 hours, 23 minutes, and 11 seconds.
So yeah, only about a little less than 5 minutes difference. Excuse me, a little less than 6 minutes difference.
Yeah, I really thought he was like right on my tail too at the end there.
Overall, it was definitely very close, a race there. I would say a few minutes is fairly minor for a difference.
Yeah, especially considering everything you guys had to do. And it wasn't not just that, but it was in question, I would say, pretty much right up until you got the boots. Like when you finally got the boots, it was like, okay, probably you have this. And then once you went into Ganon's tower, it was like, yeah, this is pretty much what's up. It's barring something crazy, like maybe if you had like fallen off fighting Ganon or something like that. But Yeah, but right up until the very, very end of the race, like you were in the lead. I would say, like you had an advantage for most of the race, but it wasn't so strong and like so crazy that it was like, oh well, you know, clearly this is how this is going to play out. Like it was definitely a close race and interesting as well.
Yeah, like I felt really
Emerald.
good once I got Titans. GG's Emerald.
GG on finishing out the seed.
Yeah, thank you. Congrats to you, Dawnvenure, for your bracket placement.
Thank you.
It was definitely a tight race to watch.
Yeah, good job to both of you. Like I don't think either of you have anything to really be ashamed of in your performance here. Like.
Yeah, well, it's a 2:23. It's not exactly the greatest time ever, but
No, but
something.
I think that has more to do with the nature of the seed than player skill.
Yeah, that was a good one. Let's call it that way.
I do have some questions for you, though, specifically. First of all, that early Ice Palace. What's up with that?
Well, I had everything to complete it. I was missing like everything before go. I was like, well, let's just do it, get it out of the way, and let's do something else.
It was very... You don't really see an early ice like that often, but you did definitely go through there with a lot of skill. Both your bomb jumps were flawless, everything else. So it's very nice to see that.
Especially having to... an early... You especially don't see an early, out-of-logic Ice Palace, like with no hook shot, no flippers. Yeah, it was definitely an interesting choice.
Yeah, I had no idea where else to go, so I decided maybe I'll find something in there that guide me in somewhere to go.
And so you had all three pendants.
Yeah.
And got your last crystal from Mothula, but you didn't check or blind pull the pedestal. Would you like to know what was on the pedestal? Because Dawn didn't pull it, but did check it.
Yeah, what was on there?
That would be the silver arrows.
Oh god, that's what they meant by the light world. I was like, hey, I thought I did everything.
After you got the boots. So after you got the boots, you decided to go ahead and finish off Argus. Why did you decide to do that?
I really don't know, actually. I just went there and don't really have a reason for it.
Just kind of on autopilot, just like, I'm here, might as well finish the dungeon.
Yeah, I just like, oh well, I'll do it. I mapped the route I will do to complete the dungeon, then think, wait, I don't actually have to finish it. Right. I can leave, so yeah.
Understandable. Yeah, we thought you were gonna do a blind pull because you had all three pendants, and we were like,
yeah,
let's go get those silver arrows. Nice job.
All right. Do either of you have any last thoughts on the seeds?
Not really. Just want to thank everyone for hosting, commentary, tracking, and everything.
Don't like that seed. Don't want another like it.
Yeah, that.
Just please, no more boots. Go mode.
All right.
You're always nervous. They found it first, and yeah. Thank
never
you guys for
really
commentating on such short notice.
All right, with that being said, I want everyone in chat to hit these runners up with a follow. They did an absolutely fantastic job throughout this seed. It threw a nail in a wrench at them the whole time. If you want to support us, our links are in chat there. Thank you to Hanson for restreaming, as well as Michael K for tracking, as well as Tiara for commentating with me, as well as if you like Rando, want to see more Rando, hit up Speed Gaming 1 through 6, as well as ALTTP Randomizer 1 through 4. Tons of things going on as we get to the end of round 7. The brackets will be starting soon. Lots of exciting stuff to see. As for Randomizer right now, there is a race between Catastrophe and Giselle Shaft starting on Speed Gaming 4 very shortly.
10 minutes.
Yeah, and then Sabo Tender versus Cyan T in about an hour and 10 minutes on Speed Gaming 5.
Yeah, the links are in chat. As my co-host said, shouts to Michael K on Tracker, Henson with the top tier restream, and I am Valkyrie Tiara, and Cursed Aether, another killer job on commentary. Thank you for doing this with me.
Thank you for being here as well. And everyone, thanks for joining in, and have a wonderful night.
Goodbye, everyone.
Have a good night.